There are seasons when faith feels hard to hang on to, not because God has changed, but because time has passed and plans have shifted, and life just doesn't look the way you once imagined. Some doors have closed without warning. Some prayers took longer than you hoped. Some chapters ended before it felt ready. Fear doesn't usually announce itself loudly. It slips in quietly, often sounding like reason. Things like, you should be further along by now. You missed your window. It's too late to expect something different. And yet again and again, Jesus speaks into moments like these with the simple command, do not fear, only believe. One of the clearest pictures of this comes from the story of Lazarus. Jesus knew Lazarus was sick, and he waited. By the time he arrived, Lazarus had been dead 4 days. 4 days of grief. 4 days of finality. 4 days of people assuming that the story had already ended. Martha met Jesus with honesty, not accusation, but sorrow. Lord, if only you had been here. Jesus didn't minimize her pain. He didn't dismiss her or rush her in her grief. But he also didn't accept the world's conclusion that hope was gone. Standing in front of a sealed tomb, Jesus said something that felt unreasonable at the time. Roll away the stone. Faith was required before the miracle. Trust was asked before anything changed. Fear said it's too late, but Jesus said, watch what I can do with what looks finished. There was another story, quieter but just as revealing. A woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. 12 years of waiting, 12 years of trying, 12 years of watching life move on all around her. She didn't ask for permission. She didn't draw attention to herself. She simply believed that if she could just reach Jesus, something could still change. She believed, my friend, she believed. Fear told her to stay right where she was at, but it was by faith that she moved forward anyway, in spite of fear. Jesus honored her belief, not because her situation was ideal, but because her trust outweighed her fear. She chose to believe. These accounts remind us of something tender and true. Faith is not pretending the past did not exist. Faith is choosing to not let it define what God can do. Faith doesn't mean everything suddenly makes sense. It means that we choose to trust in God and His timing. Some things may feel delayed, some paths may feel unfamiliar, and some dreams may feel like they've been waiting for a long time, and maybe they have been. But Jesus still speaks into moments like these and says, do not fear, only believe. Fear doesn't get to determine the outcome. It doesn't get to decide what's next. As you move forward, settle this in your heart right now. Release any pressure to have everything figured out. Refuse the lie that you've missed what God had for you, that you've somehow missed your moment. That simply isn't true. Trust that God is not behind, and neither are you, my friend. You don't need to catch up. You don't need to rush. You're simply invited to continue walking with Him. Choose belief, because when Jesus speaks life, no moment is wasted, and no story is beyond hope. Remember, do not be afraid, only believe. All right, God bless you, my friend. Take care.